nERD bOX.
Welcome back to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional, and this week we are reviewing The Purge. The Forever Purge. Jesus, what the f***? Fire up the Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
The annual purge will conclude in 3, 2, 1.
The Forever Purge is the 5th installment in the franchise and the sequel to Purge Election Year. Adela and her husband Juan have fled Mexico to start new lives in Texas, where Adela helps manage a meatpacking plant and Juan is a ranch hand on the Tucker Ranch.
During this time, the new founding fathers have regained and been reelected into power. And we have come up on the eve of the first purge in 8 years. 12 hours pass, the purge ends, and everything seems like it's gone back to normal.
Only a viral movement to continue the purge has engulfed the country and put it in anarchy. Juan, with the help of the Tuckers, must make it across town to find Adela and then flee to the border of Mexico before it closes. So now they're running out of the U.S. and into Mexico, which is a total game changer, to try to stay safe.
Film, or the franchise really, has always been almost like a mirror reflection of what the climate in the country is. This one in particular is just that. Now, just a little history on the channel. A little over a year ago, Women in Horror channel officially debuted as an escape for all the craziness that was going on. And fast forward a year later, now we have a film that punches you in the face with everything that's going on. So if the first thing I have to say, if a lot of the stuff that's happened over the last few years really bothers you, you may want to sit this one out because it's going to be right there in the forefront.
Yeah. I mean, all of the Purge movies, obviously they're all political. That's where it all derives from, is politics and people running for power. But this one, really, it's all about racism and just trying to get rid of a specific race.
Well, there's more than one specific race.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
But you're
so
going...
it's Nazis. It's like Nazis of today, and they're trying to get rid of anyone who's not white and in power.
It's a far-right neo-fascist group that started a movement, and it's kicked off into almost a civil war in the entire country that even the new founding fathers cannot control. Now, what did you think of this one?
So, it's not my favorite in the franchise. My favorite still stands as Purge Election Year. I just really like that one. Probably just because I like the characters. I liked the actors that they had in it. In this movie, they add someone who's seems way out of his element, which is Josh Lucas. For any of you who watch him or have watched him in films, he's done a lot of rom-coms. And he's done a lot of religious films where he's finding God, or he has a kid going to heaven, or whatever. I think he was a coach in one where the kid went to heaven. So he's kind of been typecast. So I was excited to see that he was going to be in this, but also apprehensive because I wasn't sure that he could pull it off. I believe he pulled it off. In the beginning, I absolutely hated him, and I was rooting for him to die. But he does turn a corner, and at some point you start to root for him to live. But I did like the movie. I think it's worth seeing in theaters, unlike some of the other movies that have come and gone that I'm glad I didn't have to pay to see. I think this one's worth seeing in the theaters. It is just under 2 hours, so it's a nice night out and gives you entertainment.
Okay. So, some of the things that I liked about this film, there are a lot of expanded one-shot scenes and action scenes in this, which I thought was really cool, because I always like one-shot kind of pulls you in a little bit and almost makes you as one of the people in the crew that's trying to get from point A to point B in these films. So there was a lot of extended scenes of that nature in this film. We got to see more of the Purge during the day, but again, at the end of it all, it's a Purge movie, so you expect to see people wearing crazy masks and people killing each other, so that's in general what it is. Now, I have to think about all of the Purge movies. This probably is number 2 for me, because it is a film that you don't really have to see the other ones to watch this one. It's a story in itself. It's kind of different, which is kind of funny because the writers have been the same for all of the movies and for the TV shows. But it is a standalone movie that either re-kicks off the franchise, which the writer has said he has a new idea for, or it can end the franchise. So I rank it number 2 after Anarchy. So election year is maybe 3rd for me.
See, election year is first for me. Anarchy is second. I would put Forever Purge. I honestly probably would tie it with Anarchy for me. I don't want to say that it's 3rd because I don't think it ranks below Anarchy. I just liked election year.
Good characters, nice twist in how they're developed. As my wife said, some characters you dislike in the beginning, they kind of make you change that mindset towards the end of the film. Not as much blood and gore as we typically see in these films. It was more, I think, character-based than we've seen in other films. So
there wasn't as much with the really cool masks and face paint that you get used to as well. A lot of people were going sans masks, sans face paint. I mean, there's one guy who's just got a nice big swastika tattooed on his face, and that's how he goes. He's just, this is who I am. So you see a lot more people's faces, and I guess it's the whole premise of the movie, because it is the Forever Purge, and they're trying to take over and just have the purge be legal all the time, and so it doesn't really matter if you see their face. But I did kind of miss the masks and the crazy paint. I like to see what they come up with. When they decorate the vehicles, and they didn't really do any of that, so I did miss that a little bit.
That's because we're starting to see the lines blur into what's happening in our own society with this film, I think.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I just missed that.
For the limited masks, favorite mask?
Favorite mask?
In this one?
I'm going to go with the deranged bunnies.
Me too. Killer bunnies are awesome. All right, what do you rate it?
So I'm going to give it a B.
All right, I'm going with a C+. I don't think you can really get higher with any of these films being higher than a B. And like I said, this is my second favorite one, and I don't think it's close to Anarchy.
Well, my 2 favorites, I would vote a B, and then probably my first favorite, I would vote a B+.
We ain't reviewing the franchise.
I'm just saying, so this one gets a B.
Anyway, guys, you know what to do. Tell us what you think about this film. Tell us what you think about this franchise.
Tell us your favorite.
Now, I know we've had some requests to watch some other films, so we're waiting to see if one comes out in the theaters. But as far as going back to watch some older movies, we've talked about that. Don't know if we're going to watch Brown Bunny. Maybe we'll talk about it, and we'll see about something that we go back and review some hidden gems, though.
I gotta say, I never even heard of that movie.
Oh, I don't know if it's a hidden gem, but we'll do some research on it.
Doesn't sound like one.
Anyway, you know what to do, guys. Comment down below. Give this video a like. Share it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't been subscribed yet, and hit that notification bell so you're alerted of this show and other shows that we have that come out weekly, and so that YouTube tells you when we have new content, because YouTube, not just our show but other shows, are worth cutting the cord for. Until the next, see ya.
See ya.